TGIF, everyone. What's happening? What's going on? I did I started sipping a little bit too early because it don't take much for me, but I'm here. I just closed a tab that I did not mean to close, so you all just gonna have to fumble with me. That's all. We'll get this thing. What's going on, Emmanuel? What's going on, Vonda H? Let's say it 3 times. You know how we do. Vonda H, Vonda H, Vonda H. Hey, Celine, what's happening? What's going on? Are you guys enjoying the warmer weather where you are? It still teases us here in Chicago. We do have 70s and then 60s, and back up to 70s and then down back to 60s. But it's pretty steady. All the leaves are back, are coming on the tree. Now, when I go for a walk, I got a duck. They're in my way. And yeah, the birds are out there, so you got to duck from that too. Oh, you like barefoot wine? Okay. That's a little bit too light for me. Um, I like my wines from Spain, France, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, those are the type of wines I like. Oh, so Celine, you like to go visit wineries. Okay. Well, I don't have the finances right now to do so, but that is on my wish list. That is on my list. Well, speaking of my list, I have a list of things to talk about tonight because normally we have a specific topic. You know how I like to do. I don't like the circle jerk arguments because that's all they do, turn into arguments. My opinion better than your opinion. I don't like your opinion. You looked at me funny, so let's fight. Let's catch a flight. Yada, yada, yada. You know the rest. And I've just never been that person, so I'm not her. So I normally have specific topics that we can talk about and discuss. But tonight it's going to be open topic. And like I said, I have a list and I'm going to discuss it. And guys also are free to join. You're right. Wine tasting is fun, but it's taken me about 2 years to find a wine that I like because I'm cheap and I don't like spending money and I can't take it back. But Whole Food, them the people right there. You can open something up and take it back. So um, every time they had the little kiosks, I guess you would say, when it came down with the wine, I would taste them. I'm like, I don't like this. And it doesn't take much for me. One of those little medicine cups where they put the peel in there, that's all I needed. I know immediately if I like it or not. Oh, you on the calorie list. Okay, well, I don't drink a whole lot anyway. So one glass is enough for me. I'm good. And sometimes I don't even finish that. I end up putting that back in the refrigerator. But as far as my list, have you guys seen my post earlier? I post words of wisdom every now and again when I see one that I really like. They're normally dated. I get it from this particular site that I'm signed up with, but I didn't. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick because I can kind of paraphrase, but I want you to see it for yourself if you have not. You let me know in the chat room if you have, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Mm, nothing? Okay. I had a couple of people comment on it today. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Here we go. Community tab. I posted. There it is. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. And that's by Nikola Tesla. So just imagine how rich that man is, what he thought about it. But I really like that saying or that quote because that's what I find in these streets here. People don't have any type of originality, no thoughts for themselves. They're not creative. And it doesn't take long. You'll see. What's going on, Skinny? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. All ears. Okay, be all ears. You know, tonight probably going to be one of those nights where people going to take some bones and take them to other channels. Say, did you hear what Shar said? She said this, that. I don't care because that's what you like anyway. These people, they do not care for anything that solves problems. They don't like that. They like just a bunch of mess. And I've noticed ever since I've taken a little breather, ever since Kevin Samuels had died, I just watched from afar how people act, respond to different things. Then I started going through some channels. And, you know, the big thing is talking about black women. That's where you make your money from. And some of these channels been doing it for so long. My question is, what is the solution? You sure know how to talk about them, what they did, what they not gonna do. So what you gonna do? You gonna get you a man now, or you just gonna keep talking about the black women that you can't get because they're not this and other? That's what I want to know. So how about that? But with the words of wisdom, as I posted earlier, you will notice that the people that talk about the same thing over and over again, after a couple of years, they're just repeating themselves. Because as women, we're not that complicated. I mean, only so much we can do. But I think we may be gods according to the way some of these guys talk about us. I seen some guy had a post. He called us black women, baby mama terrorists. Yeah, I think that's what it was, baby mama terrorists. Now, a terrorist, that's a strong word, right? And with a terrorist, you need some strategic moves. You need some firepower. You need you need a whole lot of stuff. So if people think of their child mother like that, what they're saying is that they're powerless, they don't have any backbone. Pretty much they give up. Now I do know there are some women that are a hot mess when it comes down to their children. They will withhold their children from the father. I've seen that, and it is awful. The courts, it is expensive when it comes down to the courts. It's time consuming. But then that's when the black men, of my understanding, were supposed to be getting together, discussing ideas of how to solve the problem. Because that's what men are, right? They're problem solvers, aren't they? Well, when they going to solve the problem and start talking about it? Every day, 7 days a week, no days off. They wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, that black woman, oh Lord. Are you that fearful of them? I mean, good Lord, what did she do to you? Because I'm sure she wasn't with you that long. Or did you just tolerate it because you wanted them cheats? Just go ahead and say what it is. Just go ahead and say it. It's all right. I'm gonna come back to that because I got some screenshots and stuff. So, but the next thing I got on the list is about food prices. Have you guys been to the store lately? Last week the price was different. This week the price is up more. I'm like, what is going on? What's going on, Wands G? Welcome, Mr. DJ Music. What's happening? How are you? And thank you again, Mr. Skinny. I'm assuming, yes, you're a gentleman. I do see your picture now. Welcome on in. But yeah, I I sometimes I kind of look at the Whole Food app, just get an idea of what I'm going to buy when I go to the store the next day. And I was looking at these hamburger buns that I buy. I watched those hamburger buns go from $3.99 to $4.99 to $5.99, and then yesterday $6.99. I'm like, are you kidding me? For a 6 pack? You gotta be kidding me. I'm like, you gonna keep those buns. I'm gonna have to scale back. Hey, I like the French ones, but we can't afford that. I'm like, ain't no meat come with that. Can I get some meat with that bun? Shoot, $6.99 for a 6 pack of French buns. Okay. I did look over at them, and they were still $5.99 in the store though. When I walked past them, I didn't need any. I always look ahead of time. That's just how I do it, just to get an idea of what's going on. But as far as with oranges, have you guys had found a problem getting oranges, bagged oranges? I'm not finding bagged oranges. I see them by the pound, and I see those little small ones. What are those called? Those I don't know what you call them. They're not clementines, but whatever those seedless oranges are, I don't like those. I have an issue with them because they don't have any seeds. I'm like, I'm not eating that. Are you kidding me? I don't want that. But those are a stop. But as far as just finding a regular bag of orange, I can't find any oranges. So I don't know if those being kidnapped or what. And on my way to Whole Food, I went today. I see that they opened up the McDonald's because they had closed it down. Remember, I told you guys a couple weeks ago they closed it down, supposedly for some type of violation. And the mayor and somebody, some group met with them, with the owner of the McDonald's. And there is one squad car parked outside. I'm like, you're going to need more than that. But I guess because it was early, like 12 noon, they just have two officers posted out there. Because most of the damage is after 5 o'clock. But also, there's been a bit of more crime. I don't know what the hell is going on, but there's been more crime going on in that area. And the dominant society, they're not feeling too cool about it because as much money they pay for rent in those condos, they're not comfortable. They like to walk their dogs, hold their purse swinging in their hands. That's it, cuties. That's it, man. I don't care for them cuties. You can keep that. You keep finding cuties but can't find a darn orange. What's up? Why can't I find a fruit with seeds in it? Something going on. Something is definitely going on. Let me see what else I got on my list here. And I'll oh, you like clementine? I don't know. They're overrated. They are easily to be peeled, but I don't see any seeds in it. So that's an issue. That's the thing. That is a big issue. Let me drop the link for you because I'm about to start sharing the screen. Let me get that going. Still gotta find that darn tab that I closed by accident. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. Um, and while I'm doing that, yesterday I was asked a question, and the question was, what do I really like about the opposite sex? So my response was, I like men's strength. And then I was asked, in what way? Physically and mentally? And I said, yes. And that's going to kind of go into tonight's show because I'm finding a lack of. And when it started earlier, and I said that the bone's probably going to be carried, I don't care, because the truth is the truth. And I don't have to give, what is it called? I don't have to beat around the bush. I can just say it. At least you guys will be able to recognize it. Again, men are stronger than women physically, correct? So that's the point that I pointed out with the strength, but also they're supposed to be problem solvers. And I really hate to say supposed to be because I'm finding so many men being so emotional now. I don't know, is there something in the water? What's going on? Is that it? You say you like the structure of men brain? Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking at what's going on in these YouTube streets, and that's what's pretty sad to me. Let me share my screen here and show you the first thing, and then also will give you an example of what I mean. It's very unattractive when a man is weak or he doesn't have a backbone. I'll put it that way. There's nothing wrong with trying to get along with people. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you don't stand up for yourself, it shows weakness. And people see it. They may not say anything, but they see it. Like, give an example, like Bernard Riley. If you look at him, he's physically strong. But when it comes down to other things, you can see that he's very weak. If there's things going on in his channel, he won't stand up for it. He'll just let everything ride. And I kind of stood back to see if it was just for the mighty dollar. And it wasn't even for the mighty dollar. Because others had was willing to even pay him the money, but he didn't want it. He wanted to get along with everyone. Like I said, that's fine. But when there's chaos going on, confusion, disruption, and you just allow everything, and okay, all right. Well, that's the weakness. So where's the being strong mentally, standing on your own, you know? And then after the show, he'll put it on private because he doesn't stand up for himself. He doesn't stand for. And to me, if you don't stand up for yourself, you don't stand up for anything. How can a woman be safe with you? Yeah, physically, yeah, there it is. But there's that other part, you know, what you run into. This is, think about this. You're in a dark alley, and I've seen this in comedies. You're in a dark alley, and the, the guy says, "Hey, give me your money, give me your purse." And then the guy, he gives the girl's purse and everything. Then he shoves the girl toward the burglar, the robber, and runs off. Isn't that something? Like, hey, I understand about preserving your life and all, but dang, you just gonna give up the girl? Mm-mm. You're weak, brother. You're very weak. I'm trying to find this darn tab. Give me 1 second here. Oh, I can't find the tab. Have anyone seen my tab? I shouldn't have. I got too comfortable and I had closed it out. Let me see if I can find it right quick. I probably have to go back in my email. Darn. Hey, it is what it is. Give me 1 second. Um, where are you? Okay, I think I found it. I think I found it. I hope this is it. Darn, it's not. Let me try the other one. We're getting closer. That's how it is when you do it on the fly sometimes. I had it I had it ready. I just closed it out accidentally. That's all. All right. I got it. I got it. I got it. Here we go. So now let me share the page. Find that for you. What's happening, Zero? My hero, what's happening? What's going on? Good to see you. doing out there in Tennessee? What you doing out there? All right. Hope it ain't ask for no darn audio because I probably have to go back out. Let me see. I think we good. Juan G's. I don't remember saying your name. What's up happening? Juan G's. What you doing? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Darn. What did I do with it? Can you see my screen? I can't find the darn thing. I just shared it. You know what? It's not cooperating with me. Let me try it again. Let me try it one more again, as they say. One more again. I don't know what the heck is happening, but it is not nice to me. Let me try this one more time. Okay, I'm looking at it. Let's try it again. Here we go. Okay, audio, gotcha. Daily something. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, I got it. I think I got two of them open. Let me make sure I got the right one. Okay, this is the one I'm sharing. Oh, I ain't the one I'm sharing. All right, here we go. Here's our example of some of the things I'm talking about when it comes down to a man. Because hey, there are protectors. That's what I heard. I'm going to play it one time through, and then I'm going to play it and stop it and then give my commentary. So let me make it bigger if I can. No. All right, were you guys able to hear that clearly? Because I'm going to narrate it anyway for you when I do the replay. But I did want you to be able to hear it for yourselves. So let's try it one more again here. All right. All right, so we have this male, even though he may be small in stature, he's still a man, and he's a grown man at that. He hit his employee. She said she didn't care, and he said something about, in fact, I can rewind it back. I ain't gonna guess. He was saying, me neither. He didn't care either. Okay, but now he's on the physical part. What's that all about? Now he's saying, go ahead, go ahead. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So you hit me, buck up at me, ask me what I'm gonna do. Hey, you signed my paycheck. What are you hitting me for? Why? What the hell is going on? What is this all about? Let's play it again. Okay, he wanted her to fight him. He was saying, go ahead, come on. Then he tells her to go on and out the door. My question, why couldn't he just tell her to leave in the first place? Why did he want to fight her? Why did he want to fight this teenage girl? Why? What's going on? So that's what we're doing because we disagree with you or we don't want to whatever. Because what I read about the story is she was asked, I think, not to leave. But I do have another. I have an article on it, and I'll read that to you. But let's listen to a little bit more. It's almost done. Okay, he's yelling, "Y'all so disrespectful! Y'all so disrespectful!" So he only hit the girl. So I can see him saying, "You're so disrespectful," but he said, "Y'all." So I don't know where that comes from. Now he's telling him to get the F out his store. Again, why couldn't he just ask her to leave in the first place? You're going to hit her, then tell her to exit. Okay. Now he says he does not care. He will lose this job. Okay, so does that mean that you understand what you did was wrong? It was not the right thing to do, and that you would lose your job for doing such an act? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's what we got here. That's where we are. Now let me read what I have that was written here. It says a Popeye employee is being criminally investigated and drawing widespread scrutiny after video showed him striking female employee in the middle of a work shift. The video was posted Monday on Twitter by the user Freaky Marco, and Newsweek reached out to the individual to see if he filmed the incident. Now, Newsweek, that's a large publication, okay? But he reached out. They reached out to him. The 48-second video has been viewed over 776,000 times. Well, it's more than that now. Showing an argument between a male who is purportedly the manager at the Popeyes location and the female worker. It is unclear how the argument began. It is difficult to construe all the words being said back and forth. The manager looks furious in the video, yelling at the employee who is holding a cell phone to her ear to continue working. She can be heard saying, "I don't care," multiple times. About 11 seconds into the captured video, the manager swings at the female's head, knocking the phone out of her hand. It draws another employee to intervene between the pair, with the manager sounding as if he wants to talk to the employee outside. After being pushed out the work door into the restaurant, employees are even one patron are seen trying to calm the manager down. Now, why do you have to calm the manager down? This is the adult. This is what I'm saying. Where is the mental strength in a lot of men? You're finding more of this, and I don't know what is going on. Hey, Tappa Supreme, how you doing? I forgot your nickname. They got a nickname for you, and it is so cool. I forgot what it is. But where is the strength mentally for the situation? That's what I like to know. I like to know where is the strength. Why didn't he say, "Hey, I need you to leave. I need you to stay. You can't do it? Okay, fine. Well, leave the restaurant since you can't, or just whatever. Go ahead and clock out, and then I'll catch you tomorrow or whenever. What's wrong with that? But no, he said something else, but I got a little background noise, so I can't. I didn't pick it up. I'm gonna play it again. Something he said to her in the beginning. I'm gonna see if I can catch it this time. I'm gonna play it again. Something about anybody else. Let me try it again. You're not going something with anybody else. I just didn't quite hear it. I'll try one more time. And he clapped his hand. You know how the kids, I call it the kids, they clap their hand. I'm not gonna tell you to do this. He actually clapped his hand once. What's going on here? You're the supervisor. You're the adult. That's the thing. Adult. Where are the adults? That's what I'm talking about. I don't see them. They're hiding. That's when I said when I look around in the YouTube streets and I don't see the adults. Well, they are adults physically, but mentally I don't see that. I don't see them taking responsibility. It's just that hey, I got a device. I can go live and I can just say anything or nothing, and that's content. I'll talk about this. I'll talk about you. I want you to catch a flight. Talk about your parents. All this type of stuff. But where? That's what is going on. Do anyone know what's in the darn water? What's in the water? And can we filter that bad fella? Cause something wrong with that damn water. But a man at? You popping women across the face because of what? There's no excuse. That's not your child. You are the adult. Yeah, you may clock the person in and out or sign off on their paycheck, but that's all. And he knows what he did was wrong because he said, "I don't care. I'll lose this job." That's what he said. He doesn't care. But do you know when you do this, you get a felony? So why wouldn't you care? Because our men, you know, it's so simple for a guy, a man, a black man especially, to get a felony. It is so simple. And a lot of times it's not even their fault. So to do something purposely and the attitude, I don't care, you kidding me? Okay, I'll let you have that. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna fight you on that. Greetings, Vonda. How are you?
Hey, Shar. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Oh, well, this one to me is very cut and dry. Um,
Oh,
Adult, minor, child. A teenager, granted, but this 16-year-old is a minor. No way, shape, or form an adult. And where is it that your manager or supervisor can put their hands on you because they didn't like what you said? He had
yeah.
no business putting his hands on that girl, period. And I just think that's crazy. He should lose his job, and he should also lose some freedom, you know? If he was the boss and she was not, performing to the standards of the job, send her home. It's time for you to go home. If you're not going to work, it's time for you to go home. At what point is it okay for you to reach across and smack someone upside the side of their head or their face,
Mhm.
knocking their property out of their hand? That was completely uncalled for and unacceptable.
Right, and you got to think too. Um, I don't know how they get down in Georgia, but this young lady, I'm sure she has some type of family. and
Hmm.
they may not take kindly of seeing their family member go viral being popped by an adult.
At a job. It's like, come on
Mm-hmm.
now. This is not some third world country where you're getting paid 3 cents a day, slave labor. It's like, come on. I'm not standing for that. I wouldn't stand for that. And he just better hope that, a parent doesn't come down. There was this there was this clip that had gone viral not too long ago where
Mm-hmm.
an uh an employee had gotten the manager yelled at the employer, wouldn't let the employee snatched the headset. That's what it was. Snatched the headset off of the employee. Do you know that
Mm.
employee's parent came down there and was about to get all in that manager's behind for putting their hands on their child? He didn't even hit the kid, but I mean, you're snatching something off of their person. I mean, you can, pull their hair, get caught up in an earring or something, but he snatched the headset off, and that parent went down there and wanted to put all hands and feet in the
Mm.
behind of that manager.
And that is no surprise.
Absolutely no surprise.
You have to be careful what you do because you don't know what another person's response will be. You don't know. Maybe even the 16-year-old, maybe they were able to, um, they had self defense classes and could have taken them down and hurt them in some kind of way. I don't know. But again, you don't know whether it's the individual that you strike or their family members. You
Well,
don't
if there
know.
was a hot fryer right next to me, whatever was closest to me, that's what I would have picked up and swung at him had he hit me. Just out
Mm.
of reflex, anything, the closest thing. I don't care if it was a hot skillet. I don't care what it was. Whatever was closest to me. I see a man advancing on me. Either I'm gonna try to get out of the way, or if I'm in a corner, I'm whatever is near me. I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna go, you know, nutso. Don't come near me. Don't come near me. Don't hit me again.
Right. And that's why I say you
And
don't
then
know.
look at him. He's just like knuckling up on her, like knuck if you buck. It's like this is a, you know what? His little he got a little man complex. That's what it is. Little Napoleon, because he's all of 4'11". Um, he probably feeling some type of way because he's a little on the short side, and in her work crew shoes, she's probably a half an inch taller than him,
Oh my
and
goodness.
and he's not liking that. That's a little man complex. I'm sorry, little man complex. She should have just stepped on him and kept moving.
Oh no.
Kicked him underneath the counter. You want to act all funny, you want to be all crazy, just kick him underneath the counter and just step on him or something.
Dang. Cold blooded. Dang.
No, I don't like that. I don't like intimidation. I don't like someone trying to use violence against me. Um, you don't know, what's in another person's, mind, and you're trying to advance on them. Um, if you're trying to advance on me, I'm going to use by any means necessary to get you the hell up off of me. I'm not going to
Yeah.
sit there and ball up my fist and try to fight. No, man, I am no match for a man. I will not argue with a man. I'm not going to fight a man. But if you're advancing on me and I'm not getting any type of, help or assistance, I'm just going to, whatever is in my hand or closest to me, I'm going to go all full force and hope I get you smack dab in the middle of your forehead, whatever it is.
And see there, that's hey. The person responds is their response. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You just got to get over it.
Right. Right.
Now, I have you heard the good news? Speaking of men, where Charles Faulkner he has his licensing together when it comes down for the security firm that he wants to have. Have you heard about that? He posted
No.
it. Yeah, he posted it on in the community tab, and
Hmm.
the way I have it, I just scroll through my phone, and that's how I see stuff like that. So he got his paperwork. So you're not gonna catch him off guard. He went down and filed his paperwork. He got an attorney and did what he needed to do. Now, um, what he wants is to help the youth. In other words, he want to help the black boys, and you hear that a lot around YouTube. The
Mhm.
black boys, the black boys. What about the black boys? Well, he has a GoFundMe, and I know it's 3 weeks old. And by being so many six-figure niggas, I just knew that he had the money yesterday, right? You know that. I mean, come on, 6 figures, girl, come on.
Yeah, there's a lot of them here on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, well, take a look. $1,540 as of an hour ago. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. Where are those that want to help the black boys?
Well, he does streams, and I know he has a lot of supporters in his stream. Do they know about the GoFundMe? Maybe they don't know about it, Shar.
You know what? That's not gonna jive because I know about it, they know about it. He had streams about it, people shared it on their community tab. He been to people's channel and panels. He liked to talk, so he definitely gonna go and talk.
Oh
He been
wow.
all over the place on YouTube. And where are the six-figure niggas?
Well,
Where are those who love the black boys?
they be
Well, yeah,
over there. I would think that they would have all, rallied up and gathered together to, support that cause. Because I mean, that's a great cause.
yeah.
You know, that is
I
a
don't,
great cause, and I think that they should do it.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It says, "Greeting. My name is Charles Faulkner Jr. I am a veteran of Operations Iraq Freedom and former police officer of the Baltimore Police Department. I have recently started a security business, Black Lion Security Firm LLC. I am looking to not only further my training in the security protection services, but also the training of young disenfranchised males who are looking mentorship and job opportunities. Hey, there you go. In the private security protection field. So where are the six-figure niggas at? Where they at? He
That's
asking for 27,000. So what is that? 27 people with $1,000. Is that all he needs?
well, that should be easy.
Yeah, 27 six-figure niggas. Where they at? Have anyone seen them? Have
Uh,
you seen Zero?
I don't I don't know
Some
them.
Passe? Have you seen them? What about you, Tampa? I know you seen them. No? Celine, have you seen them? I know you all over YouTube. One G's? Emmanuel? Anybody? Mr. DJ Music. Have you seen the six-figure niggas? Anybody? Somebody? Skinny? Anybody? Where are they? Where the help for the black boys? These black boys say, it's the black boys. I mean, the black boys, the black boys. Need to help the black boys, the black boys. Could it be that it ain't about the black boys? Maybe it's about the black boys' mama, about them cheeks that they want to clap. Could that be it?
That
Could
that
that
could be it. That could be it.
Hmm. I wonder. All right. Well, I don't know. So many of them. I don't sure we can find 27 of them. You know, with $1,000 or what? Double that. 54 with $500. I don't know. I don't know. But when someone's trying to build something, do something, I don't see solutions. I mean, the man is trying.
Yeah, that sounds like a solution. It's not an end all to be all, but it does sound like a solution. You know, um, I know that, Umar Johnson, was starting a school, and that was a solution. I know Q Butter, started his Ziax, Institute School for STEM. That's a
Mm-hmm.
solution. And if you look at, Charles and Q Butter and Umar, three different, gentlemen here, on YouTube, and the various amounts of support that each of them get for their projects regarding, you know black children.
Mm-hmm.
The Ziax, which is Q Butter School, is for black children, to get
Yes.
into STEM. And Charles want to help the boys, and Umar, wanted to have a school for black boys. And it's like, how come, all these people, they're always talking about, I see a lot of, men talking about, like the boys, and, there's nothing out there. But, these are three examples of, something that's trying to, get started or trying to help out. And it doesn't look like they're getting the support from, you know, their, their, um, their subscribers, in the way that they should, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, and that's sad. It's really sad. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know if they don't, nobody helps. It's like, how are you gonna, how are they gonna get anything? From my
Right.
understanding, I think Umar did have quite a bit of help. So there's a whole extra story that goes along with him, which is
Right.
not tonight's topic. But it's just really sad. It's just really sad because there are people that are out there trying to help, but they're not getting the support. And then what's the solution to that if you know i- men won't support?
Yeah. I mean, I've been around YouTube for a while, and I drank the Kool-Aid. I was listening to what a lot of men said that they wanted and what they were doing, and I got the pom poms. I'm all there. I'm excited and everything for them because that's what men do. There's, like I said, their strength physically and mentally. They're builders. They're thinkers. They're problem solvers. And I can't believe this thing is on his GoFundMe is almost a month old. It's definitely 3 weeks. I don't know 3 weeks and so many days, but it's almost a month old with $1,500. And all these six-figure Negroes, according, and I know there have to be some high earning income guys because BGS constantly says a lot of his subs are high earners. Where are these six-figure Negroes? Where are they?
Well, sure. I mean, okay. Now, I Jack Spade. I have a question for you. Because you say right here, just Shar, as they say it in my native language, Brooklyn nomics. Hell no. With regards to her previous question about can you donate? So, you first came through the chat and said, hey, you guys are calling for six-figure niggas. Well, brothers, would that be you? Are you six figures? And why wouldn't you donate to these good brothers? I mean, do you congregate with any of these good brothers? And do you know anything about their organizations that they have for black children and black boys? Or I mean, even is that even something that's important to you? I'm just curious, as a gentleman here, in YouTube.
Yeah, let
Would
us
you
know.
why would you not donate to any of these gentlemen mentioned, before? And I just only mentioned three because that's just really what's before us. I mean, it's not like there's a ton of, you know,
Hmm.
men out there doing this, but those are three that I know of. And, like I say, the amount of support that they've gotten, it varies, and some are producing and some are not producing and some are not even getting support of the three.
Right. And Jack, come on up and let us know because you may see something different than I see. Like I said, this is what I hear in the YouTube streets. that they have the income, that they want, they see that the black boys don't have the chance that other groups of boys have, so something should be done. You do have some that would say the mother should take care of that, but if she's not financially able to, then why wouldn't the men try to do that? Well, this gentleman, Charles Faulkner Jr., wants to just do that, but he's not getting the support. The support is not there. So,
from his
give us
fellow
what you
men
see,
who are
your opinion of what you
boys.
see and hear.
Yeah, I think.
Good evening, everybody. What's up?
Well, good
Greetings.
evening, Mr. Spade. How are you?
Where's my buddy Classic Ruby at? Her and her hubby they had a Friday night date for a change.
She had something she had to do.
It's called a Friday night date. About time.
Okay.
He's probably up to something. He's probably he's probably planning a trip to Vegas. He being nice.
That sounds good though.
She deserves it, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, when you're titled wife, you're damn right you deserve it.
Right.
All right.
But I'm gonna keep this short, so I'm gonna start off with this.
Okay.
All the black female astronauts, 3 of them have been into space. One has been into space 3 times. I wanted to meet her. Never happened. What they call that oh hell, what's
They're
that
not able
crap?
to talk.
Say again.
They're not able to speak to people. I forgot what that's called.
No. Oh, what's that BS called? um oh hell.
Non-disclosure, something.
No, it's
Go
this
ahead.
thing called doggone it. Well, somebody might know what I'm talking about. So you take a picture of the person and you put it in your wallet, or you hang it up on your wall, and I forgot what the hell the damn thing is. Never mind. But yeah, I tried it, never did meet her. But yeah,
Hmm.
all those women, um, they noted, all of them noted that their fathers are the ones that got them interested in science and space.
Hmm.
Only thing the fathers did was, the daughters asked, "Daddy, what's that?" The father would tell them, "That's the sun, that's the moon, that's the stars." They ask about bugs, and the father would take them to the library, and just spark their interest in learning, and try to quench their thirst in learning. It starts early. You can't wait till your child is 13, 14, 15 years old, then try to stick them into a quote unquote STEM program and think that they're going to get into STEMs. It don't work like that. Only reason why I got into STEM, I got lucky. So I was born in 1965. So this was kind of once you got into the 70s, you had the liberal programs in New York City. They were trying to identify the exceptional black children. I got pulled out of class. I wasn't as exceptional as they were looking for, but it prevented me from going back into the regular public school. And through luck here and luck there, and people identifying that I did have a pretty decent interest in math and science, I had people talk to me and guided me along the way, and went to a very nice HBCU, worked my way through there, and eventually, after a short career in the military, figured out what the hell I wanted to do, and eventually got in and out of STEMs. But it starts early. So when you have these households, the mother, and hopefully there's a freaking father involved, that's where it starts. When this short period of time, I tutored some Indian kids. This is when I was living in North Carolina. These kids were on it, girls and boys, they were pretty much on it from the 7th grade. High school, their parents were on them. These kids were stressing about their grades. I mean, I felt sorry for some of these Indian kids, but the parents knew the deal. You can't wait till you're 14, 15 years old and then stick them into some class. It starts early. That's where we have to get the kids. So these people talking about they got these 1 hour a week STEM classes, introduction to STEM and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice offer, it's generous, but if you're really serious about getting kids through the funnel, you got to get them early. You got to get them in preschool.
So, Jack, if
You
you're
know
not
what?
able to do that,
Yeah.
what do you do? I mean, because this is where we are.
That's what
You
I
know,
was gonna say. I was gonna say that because I mean I agree with you, Jack, that the earlier you get them, the better. I developed very, very good habits as a young child due to my father. My father instilled that in me, and as long as he was there, those standards were there until it was embedded in me. It was embedded in me. But, let's just fast forward, now we're at a time where, most children, grow up without a father. So we can't just say, I don't think it's hopeless if they make it to 12 years old, just say, okay, well, you didn't get it when you was 6, you 12 now, it's time to throw the whole kid away. I still think that there's something that's left, something that needs to be done. We have to start somewhere, and some people are
right.
starting somewhere,
Okay,
and things can evolve as
okay.
they get started.
I'm gonna go back to what I said about the Indian and the Asian kids. Why is it in Black America that we have this notion that we want to be like the Asians, we want to be like the Indians, but we want to play by a whole different set of rules and a whole different set of training? If the Indians and the Asians are doing it a certain way, and we can see that there is success, does that mean that all Indians get into engineering? No. Does that mean that all Asians get into engineering? No. But hell, it seems as though they got a pretty good damn system that's working. So why don't we do like they're doing to get the same results? I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm just saying,
Yeah, but
because
it's too.
I've racked my brains with this before. I'm like, the only way we're going to be able to do it, we got to do it exactly the way that they're doing it. We can't do what they want to do. We can't do like them, but then do it by a totally different set of rules. We can't
Well,
try
there's
to
two
get through.
parts.
We can't try to get kids into Major League Baseball, and they're playing stickball. No,
It's two parts, though.
if you want to get them into Major League Baseball, you're gonna have to put a real baseball in their hand, and you're gonna have to put them through the whole training development of baseball to get the baseball players.
But this
I
is what
mean,
I have to say to this, Jack. There's two parts to that. You can have a child that has still have some skills and desires, but they just went the wrong way because they didn't have any training. They had no one to give them attention, and financially. That's the other thing. That's the biggest thing financially. If you're in a poor school, some things you just don't have access to. You
okay,
just don't.
the poor school. The difference between a poor school and a better school is not the money; it's the students.
Sometimes, sometimes that's true. Not all
Because
the time, but sometimes it is.
because we had blacks coming through some of the least funded schools in the South and even hell in the North. And for some odd reason during that time we were able to get them through the process. We have all this money that's being dumped into the schools. They got all this and all that, and for some odd reason we can't get them through the way we need to get them through. And it's not because the schools don't have money, it's because the parent, not saying the gender, claims that they're sending the best student that they can, and we're not seeing the results. You don't need a ton of money to educate a child. And it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a game plan. When I try to tell people, when I graduated from high school, I says, okay, I made it through high school. Some of them were not the best. So what I'm going to do is, if I have a child or children, this is what I'm going to do when they're born. This is what I'm going to do between the time that they're born until they're 5 years old. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. Because my thing was, if I don't educate you at home and reinforce what you're being taught in school, and a lot of times check to make sure that some of the crap that they're trying to teach is legit, then when my child can't graduate from high school, that's not the school. That's not the school's fault. That's not my child's fault. That's my fault, because as a parent, I didn't do what I needed to do as a parent to try my best to make sure that my child or children is introduced to the best quality education that I can muster and provide. That doesn't mean I have to send my child to an expensive private school. But hell, it doesn't take it doesn't take a whole lot of money for me to check your homework and make sure your homework is done correctly. It doesn't take a hell of a lot of money during the weekend for me to go back all the stuff that you may have struggled on, that quarter. We go over this stuff, check your spelling words, make sure everything's lined up, making sure that you're turning in your projects on time, making sure that your projects are done the way the teacher asked. That does not take a heck of a lot of doggone money. It takes a lot of effort and planning and perseverance. And that is what we're lacking as a whole. I'll say it that much.
Okay, but
We got some
I understand.
we got some parents that do it, and we
Hmm.
got some parents they just be their mind is so busy on other stuff besides their doggone child and children. And then they wait till they're 13, 14 years old. Then all of a sudden they realize that their little son or their little daughter is about brain dead and heading nowhere. Then they want everybody to jump up and fix the problem. Nah, this is something that's been going on for 14 years.
Well, don't you think also that they didn't know? They heard about it, but they didn't believe it. It could be some young parents, a single parent, or maybe grandparents, and they just didn't know about these things, or again, financially, or have the time.
I hear that, but a lot of times I sum it up as just excuses. Folks wanted to do what they wanted to do. They had the child, they had the children, they had this mindset that, the child, the children wasn't going to stop their life. They were going to have their fun, blah, 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 blah. And then 12, 13, 14 years later, their little one, they get the wake up call. Just like talking about hitting the wall, they hit the wall with their child. They realize that their child is damn dumb, or a damn discipline problem, or just not going to become that damn football player that they thought. They're not going to become the next LeBron James. And now they're behind the eight ball, and they're looking for somebody to come along and create some type of magic.
Mm, some of that can be true. I will not disagree with you. Some of that could be true. I know a lot of times the parents have to get involved, but the information isn't just plastered in front of them. Is sometimes the parents will hear it by hearsay, or they'll glance over some of the information that is sent home, or the course, uh, so what is it called? The curriculum that's posted online, because everything now is online. They'll just post over that. All they'll see is what are the fees I need to pay? What are the holidays that the kids will be off? Do I have to pay for their lunch? And some parents just like, once I do that and I'm where I'm supposed to be, let me go and go to work. So I do hear you on that. I'm not even going to disagree with you. Some of that is true.
Well,
Um,
well, some of the individuals I'll ask, and I've been doing this for so doggone long.
okay.
I'll ask them, what did you like about school, elementary school, middle school, and high school? What did you like about it? What did you didn't like about it? For
Hmm.
your child, what are you going to try to do differently? And
Hmm.
the guys, they give me a bit more of a coherent answer. The mothers, I don't know, and oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, if you're talking all this now, you don't set your child up for failure
But
because
I believe, when they say I don't know, it means that I just thought sending my child to school every day on time was enough. That's what that actually means.
well, this is one time I'm going to say, the way
Hmm.
I saw it. I know
Okay.
I went to some decent schools, but I could tell there was some things missing, and I had said I refuse to
Hmm.
allow my child or children to be subjected to this crap when they go to school. I,
Mm.
I say, I got lucky. I got lucky. Ooh, when I look back, man, I got lucky. If it wasn't for that exceptional program that they had, I been born 10 years after, I would not have been able to repeat I would not be able to repeat what I did. That program did a lot. Like I said, even though it did get me out of one school and got me into another school, and it was found out relatively quickly that I was ahead, but I wasn't that far ahead.
Okay. Hmm.
So then, at that time, they didn't put me back in the same school. They put me in a slightly advanced school that I was able to keep up with. But yeah, that right there, and like I said, black people, white people, male, female, and you can do it, preaching, and we believe your son has what it takes. Some of it may have just been liberal smoke blowing up my butt and my mother's butt, but you know it starts early, and I keep emphasizing that it
Hmm.
starts early, and it starts with a game plan. And I think this is a lot of parents, they don't have a game plan. This just they have the child, or they have the children, and they're more concerned about how they're going to get their freak on, how their child or children ain't going to stop them, living their lives. And then next thing you know, they're 10, 11, 12. Some of them have already gotten into behavior issues at school. Some of them have racked up a ride in the back of a police car. By then it's too late, because a child goes through three very important uh mental development processes. One
Hmm.
is between newborn and about 5. The second is about 5 to about 12 ish, in that ballpark range. Then you go from 13 to 19. And if you've dropped the ball in any of those, then you basically playing catch up, and you already got stuff that's going on when you're 13. You've got your hormone issues going on. You got your puberty, and you're being introduced to the adult world, and there's expectations of you from your parents, your peers, the rest of society. So you're going forward in that aspect. But hell, your parents didn't nail down the stuff that you were supposed to have mentally developed at 5 years old, from 5 to 13. And it gets so doggone confusing, and it goes, and like I said, I know I'm rambling. It starts with parents. It starts and ends with the parents. They got to think about their kids more than they got to think about them. Well, I don't. I'm not gonna let this stop my life. No, your life has stopped.
Yeah, I must say I
Okay, I
have
take it
heard
back.
that.
Your life has been altered.
There you go. It's been altered. Well, the children are here, and Charles is offering
Right.
something. So
So
this
what do
is
we
where
do
we
about
support,
these ones? Yeah, do we support the ones that are already here? I mean, I agree with you. It does start with the parents, but you know what? There are going to be, children that are going to, slip through the cracks. It just seems like now there's more and more kids slipping through the cracks. And, it's like, well, what is the solution? You know, um, and individuals, like, Charles Faulkner, is trying to do something, in his immediate area, for the male black youth there. And I think it's a great notion. It would be great if, more men supported him, you know.
I don't, it ain't gonna work because
Why?
1 hour a week with a child, you're trying to talk some sense into a child. I'll be fair. 3 hours a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're going back home and they're spending 20, 40, 50, 60 some hours in that environment that has not benefited them. You're expecting 3 hours to offset, I'm gonna say 90 hours. As Blade said, it's always a joker trying to skate uphill backwards. I cleaned that up.
Well, the children live where they live, but this is an opportunity for something outside of what they already have. So maybe just hanging on the street corner or um, after leaving, being placed on parole, they find out about this opportunity and it gives them a place to go, learn a new skill, and move on in life. Because not everyone is going to be successful. I mean, think about it. Not everyone that starts school graduates, but this is an opportunity.
I think that's the old way of doing things, and it hasn't worked. That's let's try to address it once the problem has developed. That is age old, and it hasn't worked. It ain't gonna work. It sounds good. It puts money in people's pockets. It makes the government officials, get reelected or get votes. But you got to start at the you got to start at the front end. You can't be catching stuff up in the middle, and you can't be catching up at the tail end. And I honestly believe, even though we have so many people that are against it, have schools for girls, have school for boys.
That sounds great. But let me ask you this. In the YouTube streets, this is something that always come up. This is always come up. The black boy is always left out. The black boy is always left out. The mothers don't care about the black boys. The black boys don't get enough love. The black boys, the black boys, the black boys. You can hear it any day in a YouTube stream. Just look around, you'll hear it. So if it's being said and it's a concern, this man is willing to do something. So what I'm saying is, I've heard it and I've heard it millions of times. People have come to my show and mentioned it. Black boys don't read at a certain level. Black boys don't know how to read. Black boys, black boys. Just come into my show. So you got a man that's actually put something together to help train said black boys. Where is the help? So that's my question. Do you think that they're just talking? These are just talking points?
It's wishful thinking to circumvent the problem. It still goes back to starts at the home, is reinforced at the home, and as far as I can think of offhand, I don't believe there's any long-term program that has been able to successfully circumvent it. Not that I know of. You might have been able to save a couple here and there, but it starts at the home, is reinforced at the home, is it's an age-old ideology, it's an age-old practice that has proven itself time and time again. And I do not foresee any type of program that can successfully circumvent that and end up with the same results.
Okay. So this is what I'll do. Since I have a nice conversation with you, next time I hear about The black boys, the black boys, the black boys, the black boys. I'm going to say I spoke with someone on my channel that says it should have started earlier in the black boy's life. Any program is not going to help. So you can stop talking about the black boy and what the mom ain't do because it's not going to help him. We are here now.
Add girls also.
But they don't say that. They just said that the black boys are behind. They're not reading at the right level. The women are not concerned about their black boys. That's what the narrative is. That's what the talking point is. So what I can do, as I said, state to them that I had a conversation with a wise man,
Now you
and
can mention
he's
my name. You can mention my name.
okay. Well, I was just going to say I had a conversation with a wise man, nice long conversation, and he stated that it starts from the beginning when they're younger. He doesn't see how it's going to help any. Um, and if you agree that it starts when they're younger, then why keep complaining about the woman not taking care of the black boy because it's not going to help any? You complain about what the woman did or not doing is not going to help, and anything that you try to do after that said boy is 12 years old or older is not going to help. And I'll ask what their reaction is, and maybe we can have a discussion about
Mm.
That's fine. Because my argument is always, I was trying to find a nice way of saying it. Yeah, I mean, we have these one or two, handful of success stories. I'm not worried about the handful.
it.
I'm worried about the bulk that it didn't help. I mean, there's always exception to the rule. Always,
Yes.
always, always exceptions to the rule, exceptions to the norm. And I don't like trying to win brownie points off of the exception. But that's me.
Yeah. So you're thinking the success will be 2 out of 10?
To me, that's a failure. 8 out of 10 is a success.
Okay. Okay. Well, I understand with the numbers what you're saying, the percentage. I do understand that completely, but I will say congratulations to Charles. He is trying. We can't save the world, but we can
Right.
save a few. And if that's what it takes, I think it's a great idea. Now, as far as the donations, that's what I'm concerned about because I'm pretty sure you've heard in the YouTube streets that these guys are six figures. So I'm thinking Charles can get, especially if BGS shares a post, he can get 100 some people watching. So
Right.
he only needs 17 people. That's six figures to throw that $1,000 down, and this will be funded.
Oh man, them jokers in this doggone six figure nonsense. Only thing six figures does is it puts you in a position where you're job scared, you got more debt, more expensive toys, and your child support is more. That's about all six figures does. If any, hell,
Well, I'm just saying
I was
that's
about to
what it
say,
said.
man, I remember one time I was making 40,000 a year, and somebody told me, Jack, if you can't do the job, we'll find somebody who can. I was like, oh shit.
Dang, that's something. Wow. Uh-uh. Ain't that about something?
and as my income kept going up, I
Uh-huh.
kept hearing that damn line.
Uh-uh.
That's about all six figures get you. And when you make a six figures, you got that expensive house, you got that car, you've been pampering your wife and them kids. It's like, oh hell,
That's
either
bills.
one or two things gonna happen. I'm a shape up,
Hey, he got some bills.
or I don't know what's next.
You got some bills.
Well, that's kind of disappointing. I mean, maybe a lot of gentlemen feel the same way that you feel, Mr. Spade. That, something like this is not, you don't feel like you would be donating your money to something that's, gonna, garner any type of success. You feel like, it should go, somewhere else. The energy and the time should go into the home with the parenting, you know. And basically, like I said, I do agree with that, but in some homes there are deficiencies. If there is just one parent in the home, versus two parents, it's going to be even worse. If there's more than one child, it's going to be even worse, because you have one parent to split amongst, several children. Plus, if the parent is working, the one parent that's there is working, it's really hard to get that individual, time with the child. So, to be honest, I just think that it's necessary, to have, programs like this. It's just necessary, and that's what a community does. So I think what he's doing is a great thing. And I hope, the men, you know, especially the men who, constantly say that they're concerned about the boys, would want to help this gentleman with this cause because it's a great idea.
Hmm.
I mean, to be honest, I really don't think that it solves anything if a whole bunch of women banded together and, gave, what was needed. To be honest, I really don't think that would, solve the issue, because it takes more than just the women and a couple men, you know.
Hmm.
It takes, I think more men need to be involved. That's my opinion. And that's the way I feel.
Yeah.
Well, I think with me, one of the advantages, disadvantages, whichever way a person wants to weigh it, is just because I've got decades of experience under my belt, and it's just, okay, fellas, ladies, not y'all. You
Hmm.
know, this plan has been done for the past 40 years in city, this state, this organization. None of these programs have ever worked the way they were promised. Why is it we're going to do this again for the net for another decade when doing it the old way ain't working? And then a lot of times the response is that, well, we got to do something. Well, how about we just stand here, jump up and down, rub our stomachs, and tap our heads? That's something. I'm just into, if we're gonna put that money and the effort and our names behind it, let's have some concrete success. And
Okay.
then we do that, we can get people to back us up. But if we do all this rah rah rah, and then folks are like, well, you know, hell, only two out of 10 kids going through the program. Where's all the money going? Oh, we need to see some results. Blah 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 blah. Then you start to look bad, and then it's like, well, you're just like everybody else. When you're right, you are just like everybody else because your success record is only 20%.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna say anything about that one, but um, I will just say, let's see what happens. I will have a conversation when the time comes when someone starts talking about the black boys. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on that GoFundMe. I've even thought about posting it every day, but I don't want to seem as if I'm harassing people. But it's almost like, mm, how would I say this? It's humorous that you got so many six figures, but I don't see them anywhere. It's like, okay, where are you? What's the joke? So I got the poll going. Let's see if what people think at the, near the end of the show. If they think it's going to be funded and everything going to work out, or Poor Charles gonna be on his own, trying to solve some part of the problem and left out in the cold. We'll see.
Yeah, the handful of six-figure people I know, they're carrying six-figure debt, damn near seven-figure debt.
Mm, okay. Okay.
See,
Um.
that's the part. That's the part that's never discussed.
Okay. So maybe I'll ask them if they say they six figures. Ask them, well, you have six-figure debt.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll throw that out at them.
Like, which is
Question
it?
was asked.
Six
Because you know
figures
you're
on the
making
plus side or on the debt side?
you're making. I'll be nice. You're making $120,000 a year here in Atlanta. Your wife don't want to be living in no $100,000 home. Oh, she wants to live big time. She wants that 3,500 square foot home with the 3-car garage and the 12, 20-foot vault to ceiling. Yeah. And you're looking at about 800,000 because mama got to live nice.
Mm, okay.
But yeah, so that's my spill on the whole deal. I know I done pissed some folks off.
It's okay. I look forward to that happening with this particular stream. That's why it's some random ramblings.
Hmm.
Now, speaking of, what I said earlier that I enjoy men's strength. Um, Now, I'm not understanding again what's going on with these men mentally. It's rejection is a part of life, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and if someone says no, especially if they see something that doesn't work out for them, a breakup is okay. But for some reason, these guys would rather just get rid of you instead of just leave you alone. So I'm gonna share this story. Um, and then I'm going to read a little bit about it and break it down because I really have some questions. So
Okay.
here goes.
Shooting his ex-girlfriend while she was exercising at a Pensacola where a judge says he
Start
will
over.
fatally shooting his ex-girlfriend while she was exercising at a Pensacola gym is behind bars where a judge says he will stay. Kenan Farrow is charged with first-degree murder after allegedly killing Carla Williams yesterday. Court records show Farrow has a history of domestic violence. As WKRG News 5's Daniel Smithson reports, the suspect's attorney says he's troubled by the shooting and tells us why he thinks his client did it.
I never thought that something like this was possible.
Attorney David Sellers represents Kenan Farrow, who was accused of opening fire inside Pensacola Fitness Tuesday morning and killing his ex-girlfriend, Carla Williams.
I can only suppose what was in his mind, but I never saw anything that would lead me to believe that he was capable of this. No, that's what's so unnerving about the whole incident.
Sellers says Farrow had a history of domestic violence. He was charged in February after being accused of trying to strangle Williams, an incident.
All right. So
Hell.
in February, he tried to strangle a woman. So I don't have the right to break up with you. I'm supposed to stay with you. Why? Because what the word on the street and the YouTube streets that I'm supposed to stay with a man because after but she was 39, so 39 years old, I'm over the wall and I'm not gonna get no man, so I'm supposed to just be good to my man and just stay with him because I'm gonna be against over the wall, against the wall, behind the wall, by myself, die alone with a cat, dog, rat,
Leftovers.
leftovers, and all this because Kevin said. Yeah, I said.
Wow.
I didn't hear that last part.
Yeah, he said it.
And Kevin, 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 and Kevin.
Kevin said, and 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 Kevin. And what about Kevin? And Kevin doing good work. And Kevin, and Kevin, and Kevin, and Kevin, and Kevin, and Kevin.
Shut up.
I love that. Shut up. That's my part right there.
I wonder if the Angry Man knows that we have this thing called the Big and Tall Shop. Yeah, it's gonna cost you extra $10 for a 3X shirt, but hell, the extra $10 is worth it.
With you.
Now, my take on that, a small episode of my life, I started having to visit the Big and Tall Shop. I was like, I can't afford this extra $10, $15. We got to put in some work, baby boy. And I got it back down. I saved my damn extra money.
I know that's right. Anything after extra large, you pay more for. I hear you. Whew, okay, so like I said, this man's gonna strangle the woman, choke her out, and I'm just supposed to keep her. Okay. I mean, I'm supposed to keep the man. Okay. Let's listen to some more here. I don't know if you guys could see this. He had a bond of $255,000. So that's why he got that lawyer, attorney. No, I said it wrong. 25,500.
500, yeah.
So he had an attorney. So him and his attorney did a lot of talking. So that's why the man saying, "I didn't see this coming. I didn't know. I didn't know." He got damaged property, criminal mischief, burglary, battery. Lord have mercy. Let's listen to some more of this story.
Okay.
That ended their relationship.
He professed his deep love for her. I think perhaps he couldn't accept that in her mind the relationship was over.
Williams was a longtime educator at Pensacola State College after playing basketball there and at Florida State University. Aletha Cassidy, her best friend of 20 years, says she was shocked to hear the news.
Carla was just a very sweet person. She was a giving person, just very smart, beautiful.
Cassidy says she first met Farrow while visiting Williams in Pensacola.
He didn't want her to leave him, and he always seemed emotional and possessive.
That's jacked up because he's a nice looking guy. Well, that picture, nice looking man.
Yeah, he's not a bad looking man, but child, he got some emotional distress going on with him. And
as soon as I would have smelled that he was too clingy,
who you telling?
That would have been it. Now, Danteezy not here, but Danteezy laughed at me last time I mentioned that. I asked for ID. I kid you not. I need to see your ID. And because I think now I would just run a check on you. I would do a full background check. Hey girl, what's your name? I'm Char. How you doing? I'm Billy. What's going on? Would you like to get together and go out? Oh, I don't know. I need to see your ID. What you need to see my ID for? Oh, I need to run a background check. When the results come back, I'll let you know if I go out with you. Isn't it odd? But I would do that. I'm just saying.
You know what? In these days and times, Char, to me, that's not odd. And any man that would have a problem with that, he has a right to. He has the right to say, you know what? Okay, I choose not to date her. She's taking it too far. But you know what? You only get one time to get killed. Once you get killed, that's it for you. So
exactly.
Nobody has time to play with that,
Yep. Let's listen to some more.
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
I mean, these type of episodes have been going on, hell, as long as time has ran. But I think we're hearing more and more of the stories because the different news outlets, they have to have stories to fill their 24-hour news cycle. So we're hearing more of it, and the people in New York are hearing about the episodes that are taking place out in Houston, LA, not to point any Utah. Be nice.
Utah.
Omaha, Nebraska. So that's why it is. Well, it sounds like it's so many of these cases because we're hearing all of them.
Yeah, we're definitely hearing more. Okay, I accept that. Let's listen to a little more.
Williams had a restraining order against Farrow. His lawyer says he had been following its guidelines for the most part.
In my conversation with him, I never got an indication that he was coming unraveled. I told him to sit tight, that I would talk with him again Tuesday evening. That's where things were left.
Farrow remains in the Escambia County Jail without bond. In Pensacola, Daniel Spitzson, WKRG News 5.
Start your New Year's resolution here. 24E health clubs can help you.
Stop it. Okay.
That looks like my gym. Oh, biters.
Oh yeah, 24-hour. This I never seen this logo, so this is definitely a new logo to me.
Not just the scene they got there. The gym I go to, they got the same thing, same color. Oh, biters.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, I agree with you. It may be, it's always going on. It's just we're hearing more about it. But it is still jacked up that we're hearing it and it's happening, you know, all the time. And as I said, I'm just finding a lot of these men just more emotional and they're not using their mental strength for the best.
And
Now, I
that's
can't tell you how to feel after a breakup. I can't tell you. I really can't tell you, well, you should get over it a little quicker, blah, blah, blah. But I can suggest that if it hurts that badly, that you should get with some friends, talk with them, a therapist. Hey, even your attorney, he may can direct you someplace, or just him being a man, he might be able to help. But to get rid of the person is not going to solve the
solve
problem.
a damn thing. It's not going to solve anything. And to me, that is just so ludicrous. It's crazy that you're seeing this happening more and more. Of course, with, social media and having news right there at your fingertips, you're going to see stuff like this a whole lot more. But my thing is that, um, you know, like you said, Shar, rejection is part of life. And so in an effort, not to get murdered, you got to stay in an unhappy situation. And then a lot of times when these men, you know lose their final screw, or the final screw comes loose, and they do
Hmm.
something violent and crazy, there's always understanding. And oh, well, he was under pressure, and oh my gosh, he must have really loved her, or what did she do? It's like, why is the first go to is, okay, well, I'm just going to kill you. My first go to is I'm going to kill you, rather than, what, like you said, Shark, go out with some friends, you know, soak around the house for 2 or 3 days. There's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But no one should have to stay with you out of fear,
Right.
because if I leave, then okay, either you're going to be with me alive and miserable, or you're going to be without me dead.
Mm, mm, mm.
Those are your choices. It's like, neither one of those are great options.
And you said you care for me, you love me, so you're gonna choke me? What's that all about? That hurts. That's painful. Didn't you see my eyes water up? Didn't
Bulging.
you hear me
Yeah.
cry? And you kept doing it? And you want me to stay? Because you
Oh,
might do it. You know you might do it again when you get angry.
oh, no, nobody want to go through that.
But the thing is, it's equal on both sides, males and females.
Mm-hmm.
What's equal?
Mm-hmm. Go
Uh,
ahead.
breaking up with women, and their thing is they won't kill you. I take that back. Not this is not all,
Mm-hmm.
not all won't kill you. But they'll tell their father, they'll tell their brother, they'll tell their cousin. A reinvention of the truth. Then they come out and do something to you. Or you have some women that they got enough chutzpah, they do the act themselves.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this man who did it to a woman. Yeah, we're not going to say women don't kill men when it's time to break up, but the topic is this man who could not control his emotions when this woman no longer wanted to be in this domestic violent relationship. That is what we're talking about.
That
And
that
what is and why can't a woman leave a relationship with her life intact if it's not a good relationship? Why can't these men, take their emotions, let the woman go, and just go on about their business? She doesn't have to be murdered, because she doesn't want to be with you anymore. It's not like she wants to leave because you're a great guy. These women are not trying to leave because these men are wonderful and great men. These are not good guys. In the past, this man choked her to the point of it being called strangulation, and he was arrested for it. It was battery. And at some point she was thinking, you know what, the next time I might not make it. And who knows the other stuff that was going on. You can't just tell me the only thing that he ever did was strangle her and then shot her after she left him. There was a whole lot of other stuff in between. He was super clingy. She probably couldn't go to work without getting 20 calls a day. There was some torture. So before this woman was murdered by this man, she was literally probably tortured.
right. And
Just
what
imagine
so
the fear that she had to live in because, damn, I'm looking over her shoulder. Who knows?
right, but out of fairness, the bad part is no one is walking around with trouble stamped on their head. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint these type of people out. I mean, some of us, we can.
What?
No, it's not.
Did
These
you hear
people.
that? Did you hear that logical statement that Jack Spade made? I mean, that's not what we hear. We hear that we need to choose better.
It
Wow.
may
They
not be
they
stamped on his forehead, but there are things that, there were signs and things that he gave. And, maybe her final straw was the strangulation. And she was like, oh, okay, this fool done strangled me and I blacked out. Oh, no, I really need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You
right, but
know?
see, but the problem is with that is someone does something to you. You call the police. There's only but so much that the police and the criminal justice system can do. When they're released on their bond, that person is back out on the street. It's hell of expensive to move out, around 12, 1 o'clock in the morning and move to another city, another county, another state. So you're kind of you're like a doggone hostage in of this individual, and it's jacked up. And if you take matters in your hand, then you'll find yourself in the criminal justice system. I mean, it's a jacked up position that many people have found themselves. And like I said, unfortunately, no one has trouble stamped on their forehead.
That's true. Let me read this part of the story here. It says, Alethea Cassidy, which is William's best friend for more than 20 years, denied Sellers' claim that Farrell and Williams had been engaged. Cassidy said Williams told her Farrell had been physically abusive. Cassidy said she first met Farrell while visiting Williams in Pensacola. He didn't want her to leave him, she said. He always seemed emotional and possessive. He would get upset because she had so many jobs, because he thought she didn't want to spend time with him,
Oh,
and
God.
he wanted her to quit her jobs. Wow. So I met you and I was doing 8 hour job, and then I did 3 hours one day on YouTube and 3 hours another day on the radio. Then I had something else I volunteered for. And because I met you, you want me to quit one of those things to spend more time with you. Oh, okay.
And not gonna supplement that income that she's missing, or the fulfillment she gets in her life for doing whatever it is that she's doing. If he met
Right.
her and she has this in her life, why is she stopping her livelihood, because he wants to spend more time with her. Did this fool even have a job? You
I
know,
want to
I'm
know
I'm
that myself.
I'm gonna venture to say that, he he may have been employed, but probably barely employed.
Hmm.
Um, and that, she was a very, self-sufficient woman, who the reason why she was self-sufficient is because she had these jobs and she was able to take care of herself. She quit a job. Was Mr. Barely Working going to be able to you know, fill in the gap? They weren't even married.
Because
They
he
weren't
would have
even
been able,
engaged.
he had to come, if think about it, he would have to spend his time making money for what she lost. So he still wouldn't be with her.
Right, but if you're dealing with a wacko, you're dealing with a wacko. Because if wacko was six figures and was able to provide her a kept life, she can't go to Walmart. She can't go to the gym to keep herself in shape. She can't see her friends. She can't see her family members.
Family, yeah.
So
Mm.
it's not so much that wacko wanted her to not work so much. Wacko was just
Wacko.
fiending, unconstructively fiending for her, and it was a deadly fiending. I can't leave you. Oh, I dated myself on that one.
Jodeci.
You jamming. You jamming. Got me
Take my
thinking.
money, my house,
Hey.
and let me put a little. My house and my car for a
Ooh,
hit of you. Oh,
all right.
Uh-oh. Sure, you gotta get that
Woo.
sound bite.
Okay. I gotta go back for that. Woo. Sing it, Jack. Sing it.
I forgot I was on the wrong channel. I'm on somebody else's. I'm on the wrong channel. I'm thinking I'm over there.
It was all good. Ooh wee. That's a darn shame though.
She's
You
a
know.
pretty lady. I'm sorry that happened to her.
Me too. Because she was doing the right thing to move on. This didn't work out, so now I'm going to break up and I'm going to go somewhere else. Or just be by myself, whatever she chose. Didn't allow, that's, you take somebody's decision making away. That really angers me. Because you should
Hmm.
have the option to make your own decision.
Right.
Just like with that Popeyes guy, the manager. Whatever he wanted her to do, you trying to take my decision away? You want to hit on me? What?
To
Well,
make
what's
me
going
do
on?
something. I don't like that. You're not gonna hit me to make me do something.
People are, I don't know. These men are just more emotionally detached. I just don't know. That's why I say, is it something in the water? What's going on? This guy here was 39. The let's say McDonald's, the Popeyes manager was 20 years old. So now we're batting under 40. So can it be something under 40 thing? I would say no because hey, there's stories I got for tomorrow that these
Hmm.
guys are over 50. So no, there's just no. It just depends on the person. That's all I can say. All different type of states too. North Carolina, Georgia, Florida.
Which
What
brings
other
me to the
state?
question, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
say it. I don't care. Get mad all you want. Whoever's gonna get mad, get ready to get mad.
I'm pissed already.
Well, you know what? Gear it up. Gear it up. You know what? Okay, now in the state of the world, you know, you have men and you have women, and we're all going through some stuff, you know. And
Mhm.
I just think, to be honest, I am a woman, and you know what? I can be emotional. I am not gonna lie. I can be emotional, but I know that there's a time and a place, and I'm able to control my emotions and, put them in check and, put some things on the shelf until later because this may not be the time or the place for it. Is it just women are better at handling their emotions than men? Men are so out of control. And I'm just speaking generally, I'm generalizing. I'm not saying all men. I'm not even saying black men. I'm just saying men freaking period. Is it that they just cannot hold on to their emotions? Because I mean, you got, non-black men running around shooting up schools and killing elementary school children. So you some crazy stuff going on, and it's these men that are doing it. It is men. Is it that men just can't handle their emotions? What's going on with that? What's up, Jack? What's up with the emotional men and their violent tendencies? Do you have anything to speak on regarding that?
When men lash back, someone gets hurt, gets killed, and is visible. When women lash back, it's done verbally, sometimes financially, um, a purposely desired pregnancy, that's money, or it's done psychologically. And those things, except for the child, you really can't see it. It can be, long lasting, as they say. Words hurt just as much of a fist. But when, like I said, when men do it, oh man, there's a hell of destruction that's left behind.
Hmm. It's interesting. Very interesting. Well,
Because
this
I've
is
had I've had my share. Let's see, 2 car windows, house window, brothers, uncles, fathers coming knocking on my door. Something bulging from the pocket I thought looked like a gun,
mm,
showing up at my job, blah, 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 blah. The,
mm.
the penalties of being black, bald, and sexy, baby.
I know you got it, Jack. We know you got it. I bust the windows out your car. That's music favorite song. But anyway, I got one more story, and then we'll be done for the evening. Now, what's the excuse for this one here? You have two females, so it's a same-sex marriage. You got the sperm donor, of course, that is a male. But somebody got to be the feminine and someone has to be the masculine in the relationship. And when I heard one part of this story, I giggled because it reminded me of what I hear in the YouTube streets. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, these women, they be doing this. But this is a white couple. So let's just take a listen and see what happens here. Let's see if I got the volume up.
It is an interesting.
Okay, so they were together 5 years. They felt good with each other. They worked together. All that's fine. And then they got married.
Family still
Ugly.
Mm-mm.
It got ugly. Not
Mm-mm.
just, let's not be together anymore. No, it got ugly. Let's see how ugly it got. Just to let you know, Chris is the masculine. Ooh-wee. He was
Mm-mm.
giving out that sperm.
Yeah, he
He said,
was.
you get some of my sperm. You get some of my sperm. You get some of my sperm. Woo, goodness. He giving it out. Now, what is interesting in this case is you could talk about um, the woman, she filed and said that there was some type of neglect and all that. We don't know if that's true or not as far as the woman doing that to stop Chris, that is on the screen, from seeing the child. It could be true, may not be true. I don't know. But what is interesting is they're not going to sit around and have a YouTube channel and talk about these white lesbian mothers. They ain't going to do that. What they're going to do is put their money together and they're going to fight and they're going to put their money where their mouth is and say, hey, we need some laws because this happened. This isn't fair. We don't like this. There need to be some rules. And they're going to fight. That's what you're going to see. You're not going to see YouTube channels day after day about what the person did, what they should do, what they're not doing. You're not going to see that. And if you can get another gender, if you just want to go with gender, just if you want to go with gender. If not, look at the race. The race is saying, hey, I know what make things happen. I got to go to the courts. I got to fight for rights. I'm not saying that when it comes down to the black men that they're not going to win, but they're definitely going to fight, and it's going to take a long fight. But if they would have started maybe some time ago, 5 years ago, they would have been 5 years ahead. But to start, I don't know when they're going to start when it comes down to the court system, but they're definitely far behind. Because just remember, same sex marriages is kind of new. And now they're dealing with what happened when it comes to parental rights, what happens when the divorces are coming. All this is new to them. And if they don't like something, they're putting their money together to fight. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But you hit it right on the nail when you said this is something new for a segment of them, because you also have the ones that are now crying because they're getting raked. I said raked, RAKED, uh, through family court for child support.
Mhm.
This individual, I'm not too sure based on the stipulations of that contract if we'll say he is forced to pay child support. We know there's a visitation issue, a serious visitation issue. Basically,
Yes.
the child is there's no documentation that says that he has an attachment to the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Just think
mean,
about it. You with the wife for 5 years, get married. The wife, other wife has the child. You're with the child for 2 years. You start fighting, and now you just say no. You can't see the child anymore. Now what?
so
But see, Chris
basically,
is the one that's on the screen. Chris is the one that said you can't see the child, and Rebecca, the other woman, is the one that found the loophole and said, "Oh, but I birthed the child, so I'm gonna remove you from the birth certificate. Now I got the baby. Ha ha!
right, and the one that's on the screen, that's Chris, the one with the
Yes.
green shirt. Yeah, it's an emotional fight.
That too.
It's fighting over emotions because had anyone start saying, okay, well, you're gonna have to pay X amount of dollars a month for child support for the next how many years, that right there actually hurts you. Not this
Hmm.
thing, this pity patty thing. Well, I'm the parent. You done took me off the paperwork. I can't see the baby. Blah blah blah. Blah. That's an emotional fight right there,
It is.
and that just means she got money to burn because attorneys are expensive. Lord have mercy. That's a whole nother segment.
Yeah. Make sure you guys vote on the poll. I'm about to close in a few minutes. Vonda, did you want to add to it?
I just I just think it was just kind of cruel. I don't know what happened in the relationship that, it failed. But now this Rebecca, she doesn't want to have Chris to have anything to do with her and this kid. And I just think it was kind of cruel for her to just kind of push Chris out of it like that,
Yeah.
find a loophole to muscle her out of, being involved with this child. It may have been, better situation, if precautions were taken, with regards to, okay, well, since you are not birthing the child, it would be best if you legally adopted the child. That way the child is yours, that sort of thing, and this is gonna definitely set a precedence, for future cases. And for the biological father, the contracted sperm donor, he go home. He didn't have anything to do with this. You signed a contract and everything. If you don't leave and go back home and get out of this fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he said, "Hey, let me see what's up with the seed."
Yeah, it's all fun and games for him until someone start talking about he got to pay child support. Then it's gonna be a different story.
Yeah, they
Oh,
find
the
a new loophole.
arrearages. When they start talking about the arrearages, well, this kid is 2 years old and you would have been owing since day one. So you owe me back child support.
Yeah, and do think, he did sign something, but who knows? It might be something now that you take off the wife off the birth certificate and there's a blank space there now. You're, who knows? Maybe some law in Oklahoma where, hey, you can put the donor in there, throw him in there, another loophole. I don't
Somebody,
know.
some willing attorney digs through all the writing to find a loophole.
Okay, you never know. You really never
But that
know.
was one thing. My small issue with the alternative lifestyle marriages. My thing is, if y'all folks want all these marriages and laws that comes along with it and privileges, please understand that there are consequences. And just like the straight people got to suffer them, the alternative lifestyle people, they should have to suffer it also. The laws are the laws. It should not discriminate.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
And
agree.
that's why I believe it should be nationwide. None of this one state does it one way, one state doesn't have anything, this other state is 100% this way. No, make it statewide, pretty much the same consequence or rewards and consequences that straight marriages have. The alternative marriages has to go through the same stipulations.
Hmm.
Eye for an eye, sucker.
uh-uh. Well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for the Friday night rambling. We were rambling. That's what I call it when it's just not specific topic. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, because Jack Spade done came in here and messed up all your monetization. Don't let me on next week.
No. Nothing like that at all. It's all good in the hood. And you guys can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll have the article reaction. Can't say that I will be joined with the lovely Classic Ruby, but I will have some topics for you. Um, I leave the Karens to her. I may have one Karen, but that would be all I would have. I always leave that to her. But we will have that going on tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you guys, I want you to stay safe because it's still considered the first of the month. Once that weekend began, it's still the first of the month. And we've had a whole lot of stuff going on in Chicago. So sure near town near you, same thing. So please be safe. And I hope we meet again. And until then, peace.
Peace out, family.